Mark Skaar on the Skaar Kaard on 103.7 The Fox. I've got Brad Elvis and Chloe Orwell from the Handcuffs. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have a lovely new record. I call them records because I'm old. It's called Burn the Rails. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's not lovely. It's dark, mysterious, and edgy. No, I'm just kidding.
And for what it's worth, we call them records, too.
Yeah, thanks much. This is our fourth one and fourth album, and we're very proud of this one, as we are all of our children. But this one...
I kind of like this child a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe a little better. It's a little easier to get along with.
Is the fourth time the charm?
I think so.
It must be.
Yeah, it must be.
But I hope the fifth time will be a charm also.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely got a different vibe to it in just the way we feel about it. Our band is great on this record. I think just the timing of when it came out after the pandemic, it was such a relief, and it feels so cathartic that there's just something about it that's different and feels better.
Let's start there, guys, and let's talk about the pandemic. And obviously, I'm assuming that this thing kind of got birthed during that time. Is that a correct assumption?
We sort of finished it during the pandemic. We had started it before and kind of finished it during the pandemic. And then there was just some complications with getting it out, and we were sort of with a different label at first, and it didn't work out.
And then we also, we weren't really able to get out and perform and promote it. So it'd be like, the record's out, and we're sitting at home looking out the window, So
so we did sit on it a bit.
Yeah.
So that we could, sort of promote it properly and maybe be able to get out and play.
And again, we were kind of sidetracked by a different label at the time, and then that went away, and then we got a new one.
Yeah, that it wasn't a good fit for us. Let's just put it that way. Nothing against them at all. It just wasn't a good fit, but that had to sort of be the thing that happened so that we could get on this other label who wanted to put us out, and it kind of worked out.
And pretty ambitious. You got 13 songs on this new one.
Yes, a lucky 13.
How many songs were written for the project?
Actually, a few of those songs were written for other projects. Were written for the last record, and they didn't fit. So we kind of
not many of them though.
No, just like a couple, and we reworked those and put them on this one. And then we probably had a couple more that we wrote that didn't make it on.
We're always writing, putting them in our live set. And I'm trying to think, maybe going back to our first album, Model for a Revolution. Before that, it was just Chloe and I starting this project, and we went in and recorded an entire album's worth of songs. And then we had this manager, and then nothing happened with that, and back and forth. And eventually we got out of that. And then I fell into the romantics because of that also. It's a long story. But so there was actually a whole album's worth that never got released. In the meantime, we wrote a new album, which ended up being our first album. So each album we've had so far, I don't know, those songs were great, too. It's like, I hate to just waste these. So we kind of picked at least one out of that original batch to throw on a new album. And we'll rewrite it a little bit. But it's kind of neat that... they're not just wasting away, we're utilizing everything that we have, and it's kind of fun to go back and play one of the earlier ones. Keeps our feet grounded a bit.
And then we also, it's sort of part of the evolution, is that we might write a song that isn't right for the last album, but somehow it works with this new one because we rework it or rearrange it or change the key or do something to it. And that's actually part of the evolution and part of the creative process, which is kind of how we often work.
Yeah, it's nice to revisit some of those old songs once in a while. Maybe our next album will be Model for an Evolution.
Ooh, I like that. Write that down.
I'm talking.
Write that down, Mark.
I'll write that down. I'm talking to Chloe Orwell and Brad Elvis from the Handcuffs. Tell me where this record lies from a lyrical standpoint. What are some of the touchstones there?
I would say some hope and some heartache. There's a tribute to some of our friends who are gone into another realm. There are, sometimes lyrics are just fiction.
And there's also a number of songs that talk about how to grow corn.
There are not.
We were aiming mainly for the Iowa audience.
Do not.
The whole corn thing, the whole corn concept.
Do not learn how to grow corn from us. Please learn how to grow corn from a proper corn grower. No, but there's some that are about empowerment. Some sort of turned into things that were relevant to the political climate at the time, and probably still. I mean, it's not that it's all over the place, but it doesn't just tell one story, I guess. But the record.
Kind of some fun, nonsensical kind of stuff in there as well.
Fun. I thought we were edgy and mysterious.
Dark, mysterious, edgy, and fun.
Talking with Brad Elvis and Chloe Orwell from the Handcuffs, and I see that there's a plan to have this out on vinyl at some point.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, definitely. We had that in our minds all along, but with the pandemic, I don't know, everybody's and the vinyl craze, which we're happy about because we're big record LP vinyl collectors, and so we wanted vinyl on the last album, our third one, Waiting for the Robot, but I don't know, it just didn't come about for whatever reason. It did well, but we just never did a vinyl for that one. So anyway, we were like, we've got to have vinyl for this one, and we designed like a gatefold cover for it, and the whole cover was kind of based around that. But when we got with this new label, Pravda Records,
we found out.
Yeah, we found out, and it kind of happened quick, and the release of the CD and the support, they love us and support and everything, and we wanted to do the vinyl, and they said, well, that's all good and fine, Brad and Chloe, but the pressing plants for the vinyl
are like a year out.
They're like a year backed up because so many bands are pressing vinyl these days.
Well, no, it's because of supply chain.
And the supply chain.
Yes.
And the whole corn problem.
Supply chain issues. I mean, so everybody's backed up. So
it's like literally, you can send your stuff in, but it won't be back. You won't get it for like a year, Meanwhile, we're working on a new record, so, but it'll eventually come out, and that'll be just another, like a added surprise. Hey, now get it on vinyl.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people, want it on vinyl. I want it on vinyl, so
Mark wants it on vinyl.
Sure.
Still calls them records.
Let's talk about the other members of the band because they're not here.
Oh, good. Yeah. Wonderful band. We'll probably keep them. Next question. No, just kidding. No, they're great.
Well, did you have a question? Were you done with your question, or did we just jump in?
Yeah.
Thought we should mention the other three folks.
Of course. Well, they've been with us quite a while. We just love them. And the three of them, and that charter member there is Emily Togney, who plays bass and background vocals. And then next in line, we got Allison Hinderleiter on keys and synthesizer, piano, organ, whatever we need. And she's just great.
And then Jeffrey Kamisiak is our lead guitarist, and he also provides background vocals. And they are our heart. Yeah,
they're phenomenal, and they're just good friends. We're like a big rock and roll band family.
Like, I could live in the same apartment with them. I don't know if they could live in the same apartment with me, but I could definitely live with them.
I could be like the landlord.
You could be the
fix-it guy.
Fix-it guy.
But I'd be like horrible at it.
You would be.
I'm like the horrible fix-it guy.
What if the toilet's broken? What are you going to do?
He would make it worse.
Yeah. I would either make it worse, or I would just I'll get that fixed, and I'd call someone else to do it.
See, you're like me. You have to hire it done.
And gosh, what else? We're a really good live band, and I don't know if you were going to ask this or not, but on our new album also we have an extra member of sorts.
Oh, I forgot about him. This is terrible.
Oh, poor little Morgan. Morgan Fisher of the fantastic, legendary Mott the Hoople. Yes, that Mott the Hoople. He played piano and keys and synth
on a couple of songs
with Mott the Hoople, of course, and we
on more than a couple of songs on Mott the Hoople.
Yeah, and we ended up connecting with him because the Mott the Hoople reunion tour 74, which was just phenomenal, in 2019. It's a long story, but Chloe wrote a review of the show we saw at the Chicago Theater, and it was just great. And one way or another, Morgan, while out on tour, found that review and just raved about it. Oh, it's the best review of the tour so far, this and that. And in writing that, he did some research on this.
They put the band name in my byline. A publication picked it up. They put my band name with my byline of the review.
So he looked up, the Handcuffs and Chloe F. Orwell, and that's how we connected. Hey, thanks a lot, and then we connected that way. And then he saw that we were working on a new album. He goes, hey, if you need any help, any keyboards or anything on that, we're like, heck yeah.
Wow.
And they're one of our favorite bands, and so that's pretty cool that he played on our record. And we did one of our songs, She Ain't No Fluffer. We did a video for that one during the pandemic where everybody in the band, we had a concept, the Andy Warhol screen test type filming. And so we each did our own thing, individual shots, and then we edited it all together. And Morgan was part of that. And so he's in that video as well, if you look that up on YouTube anywhere.
But he's become a really good friend and just a great music colleague. And he lives in Japan, so we do a lot of Zooms with him and hang out via Zoom. And hopefully one day we'll be able to meet him in person.
Yeah, he's a happy accident for sure.
Yeah, super happy accident. Like, it's so funny because sometimes you meet your heroes and it sucks, and sometimes you meet your heroes and it's great. So there you go.
Guys, if people want to get more information on the Handcuffs, they want to buy the record, they want to just keep in touch with you, what are the best ways for them to do so?
Chloe?
TheHandcuffs.com is our website.
Facebook.
They can go to Facebook and look up the Handcuffs.
Go to Pravda.
if they go to the website, you can go everywhere from the website, thehandcuffs.com.
Pravda Records.
Pravda Records. It's actually PravdaMusic.com is the website for the record label. They can go to The Handcuffs on Bandcamp and get the record, or they can order it directly through the record label's website, Pravda.
CD now, for now.
Yeah, CD for now, and all kinds of downloads, Spotify, all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty easy to find nowadays.
Chloe, Brad, thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you for your interest.
And, the spread that you have here is amazing.
Lots of corn.
Lots of corn, wine, corn oil. We got everything here.
Thank you so much, Mark.
My pleasure. Chloe Orwell and Brad Elvis from the Handcuffs. I'm Mark Skaar. This is a Skaar Kaard on 103.7 The Fox.